next station is
Innovation. Innovation.
Innovation Station today stops at 피자역. 피자역입니다.
Oh, I wish there was a station named Pizza.
Why?
I'll go there all the time.
All right. Next subway. They're constantly building subway stops, right? Subway lines.
Yeah.
Let's make a line where one station is pizza station, and it'll be like 떡볶이 마을. Right? Or 순대 마을, where there's all those 떡볶이 and 순대 places. It'll just be like pizza 마을. And the subway station will be called pizza station.
Sounds like paradise.
I need to be the mayor, Kate.
You guys, you should start a petition online. Write it on the Blue House website.
I wonder if that'll make it to the Blue House.
I don't know.
Not exactly a pressing issue. All right, well, Kaylin, let's get into it. Today, our topic is pizza.
Okay, well, in English, we have that phrase, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I found this really cute quote as I was doing my research. A pizza slice a day keeps sadness away.
Fair.
Yes.
That's how much we love pizza. Now, when you get your pizza delivered, have you noticed something in the middle sticking out of your pizza made out of plastic and it's white? And you wonder, what is that? You know, all along I thought it was there to keep the pizza intact, like it wouldn't move around. But then I thought, but it's not strong enough.
You're talking about the little plastic, it looks like a dining room table.
Yep. It does.
For a dollhouse. And you thought it was there so that the pizza wouldn't slide around the box.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, I asked about 10 people as I was preparing this. And out of 10, 9 people didn't know what it was for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was surprised.
I thought it was common knowledge that little pizza table is there to keep the box from touching the cheese so that the cheese stays on the pizza.
You are correct.
Yes.
Absolutely correct, Steve. That's what it is for. But little did we know when it was invented, right? So actually I looked it up. I thought it was this famous lady who invented it. And I think, Steve, you thought that it was this lady too, right? But in 1974, it was actually a guy from Argentina named Claudio Daniel Troilla who actually first patented this little pizza table.
I don't remember. Obviously, I wouldn't remember. But back when I was a kid, pizza boxes having those little table things. I thought that came later in life. But you said 1974, but maybe it was only in Argentina that they were used.
In Argentina. And it was he issued a patent for a plastic 3-legged stool that would sit in the middle of the box and keep the top from sagging into the pizza. And he called it SEPI, S-E-P-I, after separador de pizza, which means to separate the pizza from the box.
Wow. Funny how that language sounds exactly like English with the word separate the pizza.
I know, right? So it's a pizza separator, basically.
Yeah, right.
But then 1985 came around, and this lady in New York named Carmela Vital, she issued a patent for a similar device, and she called it a package saver. And she applied for it in 1985, and I think that's when, she applied for it in 1983, excuse me. And then in 1985, it was approved. But the thing is, we all thought, our producer Viola and you, Steve, you thought, oh yeah, I heard she made a whole lot of money off of that, right?
I thought so.
Yeah, so I did research, and there isn't that much about this lady.
Oh.
Because she was just, a stay-at-home mom. She had 2 daughters and a husband to feed. And, she probably had, problems with her pizzas being delivered, and was, all the pizza cheese was on the pizza box or whatever. So she thought of this great idea. But according to the CEO of a plastic company, he said if she was just like a stay-at-home mom and, their family wasn't like rich and well off, they probably did not have the means to actually create a factory, make a machine that would actually be able to produce this type of plastic.
But she had the patent on it, right?
She did.
So how does that work? Can you sell a patent to a major producer?
You could. But with her, with patents, though, you have to renew it every year in the States, I believe, and you have to pay a fee. So after a couple of years, she just didn't renew the patent.
Oh, no.
So it's very unlikely that she actually made a lot of money off of this.
Oh, so with no patent out there, that means that it was open to anyone? Or can you even patent something like this? Because you could use, as long as it was made of plastic, you could change the shape, you could change whatever. So would that make it legal where one person couldn't just own the patent on that little mini dining table?
I kind of thought about it, and I don't know that much about patents, but then it's kind of like socks, right? Socks have become like, I don't know, everyone needs socks. Everyone needs T-shirts.
Right.
But is there someone who actually patented socks? No, right? Like,
wow, that person would have been the richest person in the world. I love
that was the first example you thought of.
Like socks and T-shirts. Yeah, I don't know. Like, pizza tables, like we need it now. Every company makes it. So I think right now they just make it and there's no like ownership of a patent for pizza tables right now.
So first the guy invented it in Argentina and then whatever, who knows what happened to him. Probably he didn't make a lot of money off of it.
Yeah, he didn't repay for his patents either. He didn't renew it either after a couple of years.
The lady in America didn't do it.
I think that's with patents. Like you have this brilliant idea and you file, like you want it issued, so you register for one and you get it, but then after a couple of years and you don't really have the means to make it into a product, you're like, well, maybe it wasn't a good idea. No one's asking me for it,
Or maybe you had the idea a little bit too late, like I did for spicy ketchup. I was at a burger restaurant in Gwanghwamun. And I put ketchup on my burger, and then I put Tabasco blank on my burger.
Yeah.
And I thought, why can't these two things be in the same bottle? I thought I was going to be a millionaire. I looked it up on the internet. It had just been launched by a company in the United States.
Yeah.
I know. That was my response too.
Unfortunate.
Kelly. We'll take a break. We'll continue talking pizza innovation after Dean Martin. That's amore. Music used to be so different.
I know.
than it is now. We're talking pizza today in Innovation Station. We talked about the little, is there a term for that thing?
It's called either like a pizza table or, I think that's like the most common way of calling it, the pizza table.
We learned about that before the break, and we learned about the man in Argentina and the woman in the United States who both did not continue their patents.
Yes, and talking about that woman, Carmela Vitali, and I told you like there's not that much about her, but I found this really cute, funny song on the internet. It's sung by Otter in the Flight Deck, and it was on SoundCloud. So let's go take a listen to it and then come back. It kind of like sums up her life.
Oh, interesting.
Carmela Vitali, you won't have heard her name. Just a woman from New York who never got a lot of fame. But listen as I tell you how with brains and guts and grit, Carmela changed the world a very tiny little bit. Carmela Vitali back in 1984 had the pizza place deliver her a pizza to the door. But the boxes then were flimsy and they did that thing they did, and out of her 4 seasons 3 were stuck tight to the lid. Carmela, 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 ooh. Carmela, 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 ooh. Carmela Vitali started staring long and hard at the 3-legged plastic table she had out in her backyard. When all at once she cried aloud, a tiny one of these would stop the pizza lid from sticking to the pizza cheese. Carmela Vitali, lift up your voice in praise. They don't invent inventors like
That's good. It sounds like a some sort of operatic piece, doesn't it?
It actually kind of sounds like Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy.
Oh, yeah, a little tiny bit, right?
Yeah.
And I love the fact that the song is so melancholy because she didn't really have any fame.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right, so the pizza table was one invention, but there were others that helped out the pizza game.
Yes, and what would life be without the pizza slicer, right?
For us at home, probably not much different, but for restaurant owners, a big difference.
Yes, so there are 2 ways to slice the pizza. One is with a blade, and it's called a mezzaluna, which means half moon. in Italian. So the blade kind of it looks like a half circle almost, and there are two handles on each end. So you slice it like by
rolling it back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth. And it really helps, right? But then we're more familiar with the pizza wheel, the one with the wheel at the end. So actually, when this was invented, it wasn't intended to be a pizza wheel. A guy, inventor named David Morgan from Asheville in North Carolina, he invented this roller knife for trimming wallpaper.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
And then people are like, oh, this kind of could work on pizza. So the modern day pizza cutter that we know was actually adopted from this by a guy named Carl Fram. And he incorporated the trimming wallpaper slicer with a cake cutter and made it into what we know as a pizza slicer.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the slicer was actually a really small wheel in the beginning, but because we added more toppings, it had to get bigger. Which I thought was pretty funny.
That is funny. Oh, that's great. So it was originally intended to, cut wallpaper either after you hang it up in the ceiling. It would totally work well.
That person must have been hungry. Because, I mean, to associate something to cut wallpaper into like, this could cut my food.
They ordered a pizza for lunch while they were doing the wallpaper. Wait a
wash
minute.
it up.
Yeah, so pizza cutter. And then, there are the pizza boxes as well.
Those got innovated?
It's kind of innovative because in the beginning, they didn't really have pizza boxes. Pizza boxes came in only after World War II because that's when pizza started to be delivered. Right? And people needed a means to deliver pizza. So in the beginning, they tried using a lot of different stuff. So I guess the best deal was putting a plate and putting a pizza on top of it and putting it in a flat paper bag. But then you can't stack pizza, right?
That, and then you have to get the plate back from the customer, right?
Exactly. So people were like, oh, how can we stack pizza, deliver a lot at the same time? So supposedly it was this one pizza company, starting with D, who came up with the pizza box that we know today.
Dama Blanc?
Yeah, Dama Blanc.
Interesting. Did not know.
They invented the pizza box that we know today.
Yeah, and they use corrugated paper, which means that inside the cardboard, you see waves.
Oh, yeah.
So the reason for that is it's sturdier, right? It won't heat won't mess with it. And also it will keep hot longer inside the box.
And also breathability, I would think, right? Because when you make toast, and then you put the toast on the plate, and then you butter or peanut butter your toast, and then you pick it up and the bottom of the toast is
soggy.
A little soggy. That wavy bottom to a pizza box would not allow that, or would allow that moisture to escape and not make the bottom of your pizza soggy.
Yeah. So that's the pizza box that we know today that's being used even now.
Interesting, because you would think that they could get a patent on that too, but obviously they couldn't, because if you order Papa Blanc or Dama Blanc or any other pizza restaurant, they all use that same box that kind of folds together, right?
Right. And I found a hack, a pizza box hack that was really interesting. So when you get a pizza, usually it comes in 8 slices, right?
Yeah.
So you cut the top part of the pizza box from the bottom parts, flaps, right? So you cut it in half. And then if you cut the top part into 4 slices,
Cut the actual box
into 4 pieces, you get 4 plates.
Is it perforated that way?
No, but you can cut them out. That was a pizza hack I found online.
You can also just get 4 plates from your kitchen. But if you're eating in the park or something...
we got to eat it at the beach. That's when you need that.
That could be a really good idea. Always fun to talk about pizza. Stay with us for hour number 2 to finish up the first. It's Ukyo Pizza.